Here we go.
Okay. Well, there's testicles in the chat already. Hello, Mark.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 322 of Your Overseas Connection, your official gateway to a mature gaming community. Today is May 29th, 2015, and I'm just one of your humble hosts, Greg DeLacy, gamertag OC_Murphy's Law, or just gamertag Murphy's Law. I get my Twitter and my gamertag mixed up sometimes. Does that ever happen to you, Mr. Richard Webster?
I sometimes get my penis size mixed up with my actual height.
Brilliant. That's a tough one. I could see that mistake happening. Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes I'm put in the doctor's form. I'm 2 inches tall. What can you do? I'm Richard Webster. I'm Richard Webster, Big Bad Daddy.
Trouser length, 6 feet long.
Trouser length, 35 inches. I play games sometimes and watch TV shows and have Spider-Man mugs. Boom.
Boom. Boom. Yeah, my mug is clear. And it's not even a mug. Son of a bitch.
I have one of those, Greg. I found one outside before.
I left it there. I apologize. I was stalking you. All right. Speaking of stalkers, Robin Tate on the show this week.
And quite often my head gets mistaken for a penis. So what do you do? I don't know.
Put the crown back on, Robin. Put the crown back on.
I put my crown back on. Okay, fair enough. My crown is going back on. Because I have to wear a hat for at least part of it each episode. Is that it?
It's part of the charm.
Seeing the King, Prince Charles was over in Northern Ireland over the last week. I think it's important that we have some royalty around here. And seeing Prince Charles is one of these, I think.
Nice.
Quite obvious. Anyway, enough of the tomfoolery with the video.
Yes.
For the live people. Anyway, oh God, I'm in pig nose.
It won't go away.
Yeah. It's stuck to me forever. Yeah, here we go. Another crazy house full of madmen in the Overseas Connection. And this is the A-Team. Back together again. Yeah.
Indeed.
He's right.
And speaking of madmen, last but certainly not least, Fraser Moores. How are you today, my friend?
I am awesome, thank you, Greg. I'm very happy to be here on a Friday afternoon. I'm very thankful for it being Friday afternoon. It has definitely been one of those weeks. And everybody I speak to seems to be having one of those weeks. I don't know what it is. Whether it's just me.
It's a weird week, at least, because you guys, I don't know. Canada, do you guys do anything for Memorial Day at all?
Yeah, we go to work.
You go to work. Okay, so you didn't have the luxury or the misfortune, because quite honestly, the Mondays off throw me off. I don't like taking Mondays off because it always just throws my week out of whack. For the entire week, I'm always just a day off. And I know in England you guys had the bank holiday, which again I don't know what it is or why it is, but you just have a day off.
Yeah. Well, we had one last week.
Sorry, I work for a company in the Republic of Ireland, and they have their bank holiday on Monday, and I will support them wholeheartally on Monday.
This is
as well as
pick
taking last
and
Monday.
choose, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm Irish when I have to be.
we had a bank, we have sort of bank holiday, so we had what they call the May 2-4 weekend last weekend, which is
the May 2-4.
I don't know. It's just really, it sort of symbolizes everybody starting to get up, open their cottages up, and basically just sinking loads of beer. So it's a pretty good weekend.
Cottaging.
I don't understand. Opening their cottages up. I feel like I've stepped in a time machine.
Yeah, well, pretty
George
much here
Michael
where
sort of
we are, like we are in this sort of belt. Where we are in Canada, we have this belt of millions of people across the sort of what they call the Golden Horseshoe down here around Toronto. Okay. And it's just, where civilization basically is. And then the other sort of million square miles of north is just where everybody has their cottages and lake houses and things like that. So,
do you not get corrected for calling it Toronto?
It
is
should
it not
be
Tirana?
It should be Toronto. Toronto, yeah.
Ew, it's very English. This is Toronto.
T dot or T
dot.
Toronto.
T dot. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, now that we've covered all of this, fantastic. Bank holidays have been covered. Still don't make any sense to me, but that's okay. I think we should talk about some games. We should get on talking about what we love, which is, of course, video games. We do want to.
Being attacked by a moth. Get away! It's a live monster.
The microphone.
I'll save you.
Jesus.
Spider-Man to the rescue!
I can see it now. That microphone is going to go flying. He will smack his monitor. It will fall over. All right. We want to thank a couple of our most recent Twitch followers. We have McCrackmonk10 and Joey XD. So thank you both for following us from last show. All right. If you're listening to this and you're not listening to this live and you want to listen to this live, remember every Friday, 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. EST, we are live on Twitch, podcasting, talking about video games. So you can join in the fun, join in the chat. Every once in a while we give stuff away, so it's definitely worthwhile making the effort when you can. All right, let's talk about the video games we've been playing this past week. So let us start from my right to my left, which means Mr. Richard Webster, you are up first, sir.
All right, Greg. First of all, I'd like to lead with some news. To be honest, I've got an inside source as to something about E3.
Okay, all right, and this is unpublished, like happening now. I already have a preview of what this is and can verify it's not being talked about anywhere else.
Yes, my source promised me exclusivity on this one. Let me just get it up here. Half-Life 3 confirmed for E3. The famed Ted Bachman, lead at Valve, was spotted this morning in Doris's Cafe. He regularly frequents Doris's Cafe every morning and has a bacon sandwich with 2 rashers of bacon. But today, he requested 3. So that's Half-Life 3 confirmed, everybody. Fallout 4 has been Fallout 4 has been confirmed, unofficially confirmed this morning. Todd Howard and Pete Hines, as you know, game director of Bethesda and VP of marketing, they regularly frequent McDonald's every morning for a latte and a cheeky bacon roll. This morning, once getting to the 3rd window to pick up their order, Todd Howard requested, and I quote, "Sorry, love, I'll need a 4-cup holder today." Wink. Fallout 4 confirmed. That's all I've got. And he goes on, but
Rich,
yeah, that's it.
I gotta admit, my excitement level was like up here on the screen before you started talking.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what E3's about.
and then you got to breakfast. And then 3 slices of bacon. Well, thank you for that. I
don't make this stuff up. This is just straight off the fucking news vine.
The facts and only the facts.
Just the facts,
Only the facts. We are like NBC News. I don't know if that's true. I want to talk Game of Thrones dead quick. We're up to episode 7 of this season. I just want to say that, no spoilers, this season of Game of Thrones, shit is happening. Is anybody watching Game of Thrones?
Yes. I watch it every Sunday.
We will regularly see series, Greg, and you will agree with me on this, where a character or a cohort of characters will, like, in episode 1 say, right, we're going to go to this place. And then it will take them like 10 episodes to get there.
Right.
This season, it seems like, right, we're going to do this, and then the next episode, they're doing that, and then they plan something else, and then the next episode, they're doing that. Shit's happening.
Yeah, there's not as much kind of build up or lead up, or, you know, because they draw in previous seasons, they did drag out some of that stuff, and I wonder if it's maybe because now we're starting to see some of these different storylines starting to converge a little bit more.
I think that's possible, yeah.
And so there's joining. Yeah, so there's not as much need for jumping around, and I'm curious how much that follows the books. I don't know because I've never read the books. I once I got into the series, I decided to completely stay away from the books because I didn't want to spoil what I was watching.
Yeah, without spoiling it for the listeners, because they are crying out saying don't spoil it. I will say this: when Optimus Prime hands the Excalibur to Super Mario from Super Mario 3, that was insane.
It was crazy. And
I
then,
literally woke up from a fucking dream. I was that amazed.
I'm still shocked the princess had her head chopped off.
Yeah, I mean,
Princess Peach did not deserve that.
No, like a moth to the flame. I could not look away. But I mean, there is one thing in Game of Thrones that is going on, like, because they always have like a main thing in the season. I won't talk about what it is, but I think me and you, Greg, can work it out. The guy that's doing the big thing, the main thing that's going on, that seems to be in the background,
right?
Doesn't it? Everyone's little stories are sort of the foreground, but lest we forget, there's this big thing going on. So yeah,
but that's kind of Game of Thrones thing, though. I mean, it is all of these different stories kind of weaving together in some craziness. So anyway, we'll stay away. People are freaking out right now about
I've only watched 2 episodes, and I'm really looking forward to it because I can't believe it's went on to 4 series now. 4 series. I can't wait to see. Brilliant. 5 series with Sean Penn. Fantastic. What do you call the guy? No, Sean Bean. Yeah, 5 whole series. Sean Bean. Yeah, Sean Bean. I can't wait. So I've only seen the first 2, so I'm looking forward to 5 years of Sean Bean. Brilliant.
Yes, you enjoy that and look forward to that. Absolutely.
Honestly, Jerome from Robson and Jerome is probably my favorite character.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
No, everybody. They're saying in the chat that they've turned off their.
Well played, Fraser.
Bomb dies.
Nice.
Well played. They've turned off their.
There we go.
All right.
Games,
Mr. Webster. Let's talk about games, and we'll spoil all of that because nobody cares about spoiling games. They just care about spoiling Game of Thrones.
Apparently so. The only game I've really been playing is GTA 5, just on and off these last couple of weeks. Because as you guys know, I've been very busy. I passed my driving theory test this week.
Well done.
As I believe Robin pointed out, the roads are a little less safe.
Yes, sadly that is the case. However, it's inevitable, like Game of Thrones.
Right.
But I've done that, and I've signed up for my degree, so I officially start my degree in October.
And next month,
good.
I believe puberty, right?
Hopefully. These are a little bare. I swear to God. So I've been really busy. So the only gaming time I've been able to do is GTA 5. And aside from that, this week I've been running the new beta for my Skyrim mod.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I've got to do a massive shout out for Duke Scath. He sent me a donation.
Ah, very nice, Duke. Yeah.
Donated to me. So
thanks. So you still can get paid for your mods.
Wallets?
Yeah, you still can get paid for your mods. Just backhand brown envelope type things.
Right. We don't want to go down that road. I know. It's still probably a sore bit of an open wound.
Yeah, stitches still haven't healed.
Burning the midnight oil. Then I think you've had to do a lot of work to get that up and going. You know, it wasn't like you went Control R and WXYZ.
There's no little blue pill for this mod.
No, what I've actually been doing. What I've run the beta for, the new feature, the trapping system, where you can like put an animal trap down, put some bait on it, it shows up, and then a few hours later, an animal comes, and then you get some points. That's taken on and off about a year of work.
Okay.
Oh, trapping. Oh, I thought it was like some sort of sexual thing where boys were dressed up as girls, but no, it's actual physically hunting. It's not that sort of trapping.
No, right, that's my other mod. That's on the Russian website. I'll give you the link later. So yeah, I've been doing that, and I've every night of like.
You send me that link too.
I'm up to beta number 4. I've done a new beta pretty much every night this week with like bug fixes and stuff. So
okay,
been doing that. Been busy. I've
Busy's
got
good.
A little trailer up as well. 206 views. It's got on YouTube already. To put that into comparison, my Sid Meier's Starship stream on my channel got 4 views.
That paints a different picture. Yes.
Fallout 4.
Confirmed.
So yeah, I've been doing that, and it's really good. I'm quite proud of what I've done, to be honest.
So you should be.
It's taken a lot of work, and it's good practice because in my degree I'll be coding with Python and Java, which are quite similar to the language that I'm coding now. So hopefully that'll give me a bit of a abstractual head start.
So, Python and Java?
Python.
Stop talking to your muscles, boys. It's so sad.
All right.
Like
started.
Okay, so you've been extremely busy. Congratulations on the driving test. That is a big step.
Well, there was a load of 17-year-olds in there with me, so I know what it's like to feel 17 again.
Did you get any numbers?
No, 4 people. Believe it or not, four people that day. My appointment was 9 o'clock. Right, 4 people before I came forgot their paper license. You get 2 licenses. You get card and paper. They forgot their paper license, so they couldn't fucking do it. They lost 30 quid.
Ouch.
4 people before 9 o'clock. Do people not read emails? Apparently not.
No.
We do at the end of the show.
Speaking of reading emails, actually no, there's no segue to this. But Fraser Moores, let's talk about what you've been playing.
Oh, can I go now?
Yes, you may, sir.
Bye.
All right. Okay. I have been playing a game on my Wii U called Affordable Space Adventures.
Wait a minute. What is this platform you're speaking of? I don't think we've ever heard of it.
Yes, it's a platform from Nintendo. It's actually been out quite a while. It's actually pretty good as well. So I had been given a nod to this game and told to check it out. So I did, and it's a great, cracking, fun experience on the Wii U that makes tremendous use of the Wii U's gamepad.
Okay.
And really is a very good couch co-op game.
And was it affordable?
It was, because I didn't pay for it. So yeah, it was very affordable.
That truly is affordable.
It was tremendously affordable, the likes of which you couldn't comprehend. Yeah, I got a key from the dev, so
okay.
It was very affordable. Yeah, so basically the basic premise is this: if you just got a 2D side-on looking at this sort of view of this planet.
Right.
You are given a little spaceship, which there's a whole backstory that you are lent this spaceship to go exploring in. Okay. And you can play it single player, where you just, you control the spaceship around, and it's almost, what's the way to sort of, almost a little bit Metroidvania-like, in that you can only get to certain places once you've discovered and achieved a certain ability.
Okay.
There's one part where you need to be able to fire something at buttons for the doors to open, but you need to go down another path and get the flare attachment for the spacecraft before you can launch flares, and so that will open up a new section for you. So it's pretty much standard sort of game type that we've seen before, and it's done very well. It looks great, but the real key is the play when you're playing with friends or you're playing with someone on the couch. So you have one person, you can have 3 people. And I played it with my son, and I played it with my wife. And when I played it with my son, I was the pilot, so I was totally in control of moving that spacecraft.
Right.
It was up to me to move it around and guide it through wherever and all the spaces that we need to do. Now, my son, who had the gamepad, he is totally in control of the spaceship's functions and what that spaceship is capable of doing. So he has control over the amount of thrust that the spaceship has, the amount of mass that the spaceship has, whether he's using a combustion engine or the electrical engine. And so, for example, we get to a space where we need to start scanning things. Well, I need him to direct the scanner or change to the scanner. Or if we're trying to navigate through something that's a little bit hairy, I need him to reduce the thrust but increase the stabilization so I'm not moving around so much. So you're constantly throwing back and forth comments to each other to work together.
When you don't work together, how does that play out?
It doesn't play out very well at all.
Is that go to your room right now, I will take over?
Well, I mean, it was funny. We were shouting at each other. My son, he's only 8, but I mean, we were I was saying, you need to do this. Why aren't you doing this? And he's saying back to me, I am doing it, and we're sort of screaming at each other, but we have a smile on our face while we're doing it. So
okay.
It's very, very good fun, and it's just very clever. And then they really, they give you all these mechanics of the spaceship, such as the speed of the spaceship, the weight of the space. So if you want to go dive underwater, you need the engineer, who was my son, to increase the mass of the spaceship so the spaceship can now sink. But of course, every time you increase the thrust or you increase the mass or you use a scanner, you also have indicators which tell you how much electrical energy you're giving off, how much noise you're giving off, or how much heat you're giving off.
Okay.
And then they pull all this into a gameplay later on where suddenly there are things that you need to avoid. And if they detect you, they will kill you. So now the engineer is looking at all these readings about how much heat electrical energy or whatever is coming off the spaceship, he needs to make adjustments to get you to a setup that will get you past these guys. So, I mean, it's very, very deeply involved. And the more you play and scratch away, the more clever and complex it gets. And then you can also introduce a third person who's the navigator. And we haven't done that. So it's just a very, very clever game, totally putting a massive smile on your face because you're working with other people. I mean, I'm sure it's very clever on your own, but I mean, to play it with someone else, it's just genius.
All right, Robin?
Yeah, I did listen to your podcast today, and your podcast host had hit the nail on the head. It's very, very like Space Team. I don't know if you've got a chance to check it out.
No, I did write that down.
The iOS app where you would have people with 4 iPhones and you shout instructions at each other and you have to listen out, and it's madness. And that sounds maybe like a tamer, more kid-friendly version of it, because the words that you have to pronounce in Space Team are the woeful factor to number 14 and stuff like that there. But it's a similar sort of thing. But that sounds like a great party game, nice and light. Yeah. Nice to see that the Wii U's good for something.
Well, I think it just emphasizes again that where Nintendo really does what they do well,
Right.
This, I don't know how this could work. This could probably work. Somehow you could make this work maybe on a normal console. I'm not exactly sure how, but with the way they use that Wii U pad, for the fact that somebody is sitting there with an engineering pad and pressing buttons and doing diagnostics on it. I mean, it is so cool that you can do that and press buttons and pull up reports. It's just really neat.
I'm going to check that out, actually, on the Wii U.
All right. Now I have a follow-up question for you, Fraser. We know how it went with your son. Did I actually hear you say you did this with your wife as well?
I did, but we only had about 5 or 10 minutes, to be honest. So, I did. Yeah. It was only 5 or 10 minutes before my wife got pulled in another direction. I had to go do something else. So
it ended okay. I would imagine that could, marital spat forming from that. I was hitting the shields. You were not guiding the ship right.
Yeah, I know. See, the thing is, I can get into an argument. My wife came down and saw my son and I shouting at each other. And she just laughs about it. She says, this pair of you are just like 2 peas in a pod, and that's fine. But yeah, I could see maybe with the wife it might be different. Could this game actually push me over boundaries with my wife and get me in some serious trouble? It's very possible. Yeah, I don't know. So,
all right, fair enough.
Yeah,
the warning is out there.
So that's and I'm going to say that's Affordable Space Adventures, because I'm very aware of listening to podcasts and just my attention drifting for a quick second, and then you listen to a 5-minute description of a game and they never mention the game's name again.
Yeah,
it drives me insane. So I'm saying that Affordable Space Adventures.
Okay.
And then yes, and also thanks to Mr. Tate, I've been playing Ori and the Blind Forest. Which is a cracking game. Now, I know everybody's given all the love that they can for this
I have
game.
not. I have not.
Have you played it?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
I plan on down the road. This is a down the road one for me. I don't know why I passed on it when it first came out, and I think there was another game that was like in conflict with it, and I decided to go play that game instead of Ori first. But it's one of those kind of on my to-do list down the road.
Yeah. Well, it was on my to-do list as well, and then it just came. It came on my list. So that's get but I knew it was there and had to be played. So, Robin, you dirty-minded so-and-so.
Came on your list.
He's terrible, isn't he? You can't take him anywhere.
I know.
So I've started playing it. So I know people have talked about it to death, so I don't know how much we want to talk about it, except that my opinion of it is that it is just a phenomenal platformer. I mean, it looks brilliant.
The Genko tree was one of the most exciting parts of video gaming that I've done in years.
Yeah, so listening to me last night that I said that I just finished the Ginso tree section.
Ginso tree, yeah. So exciting.
It was
so
brilliant.
Exhilarating. Yeah,
brilliant. Just fantastic, and I mean, it looks beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful, moving sort of experience. What a lot of old bollocks, moving experience, and beautiful. Oh, the blind forest and the trees, and they're all pretty and all that crap, right? Whatever. But if you boil all that away and I love a good platformer.
Okay.
and so I was very critical when I was playing. It's like, really, is this going to stand up? What are people getting so excited about? But it didn't happen straight away. But once you get past all the fluff of the story and whatever, and it starts to get into how that game, and it's just like driving something, like how that game handles as a game, as a platformer, is phenomenal. It's so good. It's so good, and I should dig a bit deeper and find out who the guys are who did it, because they must have some pedigree with platformers. I mean, it's nailed on so well with the jumping, the double jumping, the weapons that, the firing your weapons and combat as you're jumping around. It's brilliant.
Double jumping?
Huh?
That's
Okay.
nothing.
Question for you,
ain't
Fraser.
seen nothing yet.
I know we've heard a lot of people say they thought Ori could be in their top 5. Is it that level of good, or you think it stays out of your top 5 end of the year?
Oh, no, it definitely is that level of good. Like if I definitely just want to go play it. If I could be playing it right now. I just want to get it
you
finished.
guys. I'm out of here.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so it's up there, top 5. I don't know. There's some good contenders right now. There, I finished Wolfenstein: The Old Blood
Wolfenstein?
last week. Yeah, Wolfenstein for you, Nicole. It's phenomenal too. Very good. And it's again, these games. It's nothing. They're not game mechanics that we haven't seen before 100 times. But you know what? If you do what you need to do and you do it really well,
Right.
your quid's in. I mean,
Okay.
it's just great level design. Ori is great level design, great mechanics that work and are tight as fuck. Really good.
Wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Fraser, before we move on?
Tons, but there's no point. Those two will do.
Okay. All right. Robin, before we get into your list of games, I want you to put those glasses back on and tell me who all is in the chat right now.
Who's all in the chat?
Yeah, let's give a shout out to our Twitch chat.
Well, we have some of our buddies there. We've got Nicole is in there. Hello, Nicole. We've got Mark in there. Hello, Mark. Chapstick. Hello, Mike. How's it doing down under? You've got Danny Xanax wearing a very, very sexy outfit tonight. He's absolutely gorgeous. We've got Champion of Cock, Jade Archer. We've got your man with a 3000 at the end of his name, which we won't mention the first bit because he keeps on giving me abuse. We've got the fantastic Paul PG Tips. It's on the top of the world. We've got the wonderful Teflon with his wonderful trivia. You've got the real Deformed and the fantastic Taftman. Hello, guys. Hello.
Cheers. Cheers to the chat.
That's a half decent turnout right there, eh?
It's not a bad turnout.
Take what we can get.
Yes, we will. Hence,
Misfits. That's enough.
everybody in this podcast right now. I mean, we take what we can get, right? All right, Robin. Let's get into it. You've got quite a list of games.
Some I'm going to rattle through very quickly.
Rattle through.
Okay, so
a few of these.
Wolfenstein, yes, I'm still playing away at it,
Right.
and I'm hunting down those achievements. So I am playing through all those nightmare levels.
Killing Nazis.
Yeah, Nazis, get the Nazis and the big dogs. Lots of big dogs. There's big metal dogs everywhere in it. Look, it's great. If
like
you
your
haven't
life.
played the first one, play it. The first one is cheap now. This is cheap. It's cheap as chips. I've just got to the point now where other Nazis are starting to appear, and I believe that achievement that you were talking about, Fraser, is splatting heads.
Yeah, the pipe
And you
head
use your-
achievement. That's right.
Yeah, and that's by smashing those things in the head and making their heads explode
Yep.
with your pipe. That's how
Are
you
you
get that.
enjoying
Anyway,
the game?
so-
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy the New Order, and it's more of it, and you can forgive it for not having as much sort of story beats.
Well, it's
so
only
that's
$20
good.
too, so it's cheap. It's
Yeah,
well worth it.
very good. Project Cars, I fired up again today. I've sort of stayed away for it for a little while. There has been an update. I have to say the frame rate issues and the slowdown, from what I've seen, played about 3/4 of an hour of it today, seems to have improved greatly.
I'm going to jump in on this with you, Robin, in a second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The handling, I haven't played enough, but it does seem to be a bit better.
Okay.
But definitely the visual stuff, the slowdown doesn't just seem to be just as bad. But more time is required. So
Sure.
that's-
So the Henwood, who was on the show last week, Chris, he shot me off a quick message and said, hey, just in case you hadn't gotten a chance to test it out yet, threw down some quick thoughts on the new patch and the verdict. So here we go real quickly. He said the controls now are much better. All the twitchiness is gone, so now you're able to attack the corners more without spearing off to another country. The rumble now works on the triggers and does a good job of letting you feel when you get to the edge of grip. So that's actually really good news to hear. The sound no longer goes when you use the brakes, which is always a good thing because there was that issue. And then he finally said frame rate issues seem to have gone with the controller update. However, myself and many others on various forums believe that was down to the original crappy controls. So he actually said shite controls. So overall, though, lots of improvements. There's still a few bugs, but it's a good sim racer now. So
Yeah.
there you have it.
But and I agree with everything he says. I was looking tonight there just to see how we're going to do the extra life thing. So I was trying to go to Le Mans and do the 24-hour race. And I can see it. You can set it up for real time, but I can't see how you can. Maybe somebody can tell me later on afterwards. Tweet me at Bongo the Scene how you actually set it up for a 24-hour race, not just laps. You can set up hundreds of laps, but I don't know
No
how you
more
do
than
it by the hour.
140 characters.
Yeah, and no more than 140 characters. Or WhatsApp me or email me at the show or whatever it may be. But yeah, or get in touch and we'll start a conversation. You pedantic shit.
I'm just going to throw this out there. There is no way I would want to do a 24-hour race with a gamepad. With a cockpit and a wheel setup, maybe. But
well, I was thinking that the 24 hours might be a bit much. Now you can put in an AI driver for you for a loo break every now and again and get them to do a lap for you.
23 hours.
And I mightn't do 24 hours because that might actually get really boring. So there's a way you can speed it up and you can do it maybe over 12 hours. Do half
I think
of
you
it
should do
that
24
way.
hours of an oval track.
Goodness, no, maybe not. Well, anyway, yeah. Look, if you know how to set that up, let me know. Okay. Next thing that I touched on, another little racing game, and this was really in the search of gamer score, but I'm surprised at how much I've enjoyed it, which is Riptide GP2. It's a like a
Wave racer.
Yeah, wave racing game,
All right,
and
okay.
it's very addictive. The races are only about a minute long. There's trick mode, there's a hot lap mode, and it's kind of cool actually. You can pick it up and do a couple of races, and away you go. Paul PG Tips has got 2,000 odd gamer score on it. I was going through his list of gamer score and going,
Stalking
which ones
again.
look good?
I go back to this.
So yeah, and there was other
Oh,
ones.
so you sent me a text the other day saying Riptide GP2 quality gaming, and I
Yeah.
replied, "LOL, thought you were taking the piss."
I was. It
Oh,
is, but it is. It's very basic. It doesn't look that fantastic, but it's just a fun little windsurfing.
Right.
What do we call them? You call them wave riders. We call them jet skis. Yeah, jet skis.
Wave racers.
Yeah, so yeah, lots of fun. I also in the hunt for gamer score, but had a great time with it again. Revisiting it was Limbo, and Limbo is a
good
fantastic little game now on the Xbox One. It only takes a few hours to play through, and there was one achievement that I went for, and you really do have to use a guide because you have to use sound. It's almost completely in the dark, and you have to jump over these blades and using sound only to hear when the blades are coming past you. And how anyone ever worked out that that's where it was or how to get it? It's just amazing. And then the newest thing that I've been playing is I've started to play through Game of Thrones, the Telltale games, and everybody knows or should know that I'm a really big fan of the Telltale stuff. And I bought them in that pack.
Right, the bundle.
It was 20 odd quid. Yeah, and which I heard, I don't know if it still is available at about £3 or £4.
Well, I think
Someone
that's
discovered.
just for Game of Thrones. So if you just want Game of Thrones, it's like $5 or £3. That's actually, if you're doing my math, it's $5 here. It's free for you. Remember, just take 5 away.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Greg will be the ones to take the piss out of your mouth.
I know.
So, I literally have only watched 1 or 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. So Peter Dinklage. It is filmed a few 10 minutes from where I live right now, and the main studio.
By the way,
in
can I
Belfast.
just interrupt real fast? It kills me that is absolutely what I hear in my head every time Game of Thrones starts up. I sing that fucking song in my head. I'm all Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if you noticed this, Greg.
Huh.
Sorry to interject, but his name was the first one on the
Yes,
opening credits.
he's getting
I
top
was
billing
happy
now.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, and it's great. So and you do that same song with the video game as well. The art style is a bit different than the other games, the Walking Dead and things like that.
Right.
There, it's a bit more like soft pastels rather than the sort of cartoony style. The first episode I have completed, and I'm 3/4 of the way through the second episode, and I gotta say, at the end of the first episode, I went, "Fuck."
So like
And
every
I think-
other Game of Thrones episode, or yeah.
Yeah, so I can imagine the rest of them are going to be the same. So that, yeah, I'm enjoying that. That's pretty good. I have played so many games this week, and I will not embarrass myself by telling you some of the games that I've played. I even considered
You've been a gaming
buying
whore.
Hannah Montana, but I actually went into the shop to look for it, and thankfully it wasn't there.
You have to fire up your 360 for that.
Yeah. So as I said to you before we came onto the show, I don't know what's the Gamer Score Challenge thing or whatever it is, but I'm really enjoying my gaming at the moment. Having a lovely time playing lots of different games, dipping in and out of here, and that achievement hunting thing is great. Not for stuff that's horrible, but stuff that's enjoyable is great. Yeah.
Fraser, we're keeping you awake.
Okay, Fraser. All right. This argument again, the achievement thing. Oh, I don't bother with achievements.
No, I'm not doing that. Honestly,
All right.
honestly,
Like,
that wasn't
you were
actually
yawning.
genuine.
No,
Just yawning.
he was
yawning.
legitimately just bored.
Sorry, it caught me unawares. I don't mean to be rude at all, Robin. I literally am
That's it.
knackered.
Yeah, it's now pedantic. Now
Yep,
you
yep.
think about-
click,
Yeah.
unshare.
Yeah, again, you left the Clash of Clans thing. You stepped down. I liked you a little bit less. I like you even less now. So keep on going, boy. I get pleasure out of tracking those things down because I think it's an extra value in the game. So some of them can be really grinding things. I'm not interested in that, but some of the interesting stuff, yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what.
Just
sorry.
speaking of gamer score, one thing I was
Yeah.
going to say, I would like to see Microsoft incorporate into theirs, which Sony does on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 side with the trophies, is the rarity value. I think that's actually kind of a cool little addition that you know when you get a certain achievement, just so you know how rare is this. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we could have truffles instead of trophies.
Truffles.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
loves
we got
truffles.
The golden truffle. The platinum truffle.
All right. Let's see here. So we already talked about Project Cars.
You don't like that idea then?
No, I'm moving away from it. The golf club. We had a crazy course this past week. It completely sucked me back into playing the golf club. Had loads of fun playing that, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The Witcher 3 has been really the only other game I played this entire past week. We talked about it at nauseum last week, so I'm not going to really dive into it, other than to say it is a really good game. Yes, it has some glitches here and there. There's been some frame rate issues on the consoles, but as of today, both console versions should have patches up on them, so there should be some fixes involved. And outside of that, the other thing I want to talk about, I started watching Daredevil on Netflix.
Good.
If you have not seen this TV series, or I guess it's really, what would you call it? A mini-series on Netflix. It is worth watching.
I'd call it a pin whistle, but that's just me.
A pin whistle, yes. If you have not seen this pin whistle, let me tell you, it is really, really good. I went into it kind of skeptical. People talk up like the TV show The Arrow, and they were saying how good it was. I could not get into The Arrow.
That's because it was
Nah,
toilet.
that was a bit. Yeah,
Thank you.
It was bum.
Daredevil,
That's
though,
another.
it's the real deal. It is well worth watching, and so I would highly encourage anybody who has Netflix, or even just subscribe up for a month and binge watch it. You get a month free usually when you sign up to Netflix. It's worth it.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I like how it's dark, but not dark. Do you know what I mean? It's dark as in like he bleeds. I like that. It's not clean.
Yeah, and it is not. I mean, there's some vicious moments in this series. So it has kind of that Batman edge to it. It has a darkness to it. It has the lighthearted moments, and it's done fairly well. I mean, I'm not going to say cinematically it feels like a Batman movie because it doesn't, but it feels like a really well done television series. And
I am not a monster. I want
Yeah.
to change this city for the better.
That
Yeah, I
guy
like him,
is
the character.
brilliant.
Just like him.
yes,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Fisk.
Just like him.
Anyway, but yeah, well worth watching.
Yeah.
Check it
Oh,
out.
sorry. Well, just when you talk about watching things, the other thing I'm watching it as well at the moment, and another thing I just discovered, and I never knew it's last year. Halt and Go on Fire, or Halt and Burn. It's about the history of the PC. It's a dramatization of how the sort of company down in Nowhere Land when PCs were being developed. It's on AMC, so there's really quality production in it. Halt, and somebody will tell me in the chat, but it's brilliant. I'll get the name.
I don't know. I
it's
think we're
very,
all
very
like
interesting.
mystified by the arrow expanding back and forth on your head.
Oh,
Halt and
okay.
Catch Fire.
Halt and Catch Fire. That's
Yes,
it,
Fraser.
Which is
Okay, if we're going for recommendations, then I'll recommend a film that I saw this week, which is called What We Do in the Shadows. Has anyone seen that? Anyone?
no,
Anyone?
Well, I know what I do in the shadows, but we're not going to talk about that.
Well, it's probably not as bad as what these guys do in the shadows. Anyway, it's very
Might be.
funny. It's basically, I think a lot of the guys who are involved in Flight of the Conchords.
Okay.
And it's a movie based around 4 vampires who flat share in Wellington, New Zealand. And it is rather amusing. Very,
Okay.
very funny. And you should definitely check that out.
Speaking of something I actually wouldn't say to check out, Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, disappointed. I mean, it was a good action movie in that the action was really well done. But man, the story and the dialogue. Whew.
It was like the Transporter. The Transporter had good action, not a good food.
I actually think I like the Transporter better.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just like soaked with Jason Statham's sweat. I don't know. I'm just sick of him.
I'm okay with that. I like Jason Statham. Yeah,
yeah, I hear that there's a cinematic release coming out of Mad Max in black and white with the soundtrack only, with no talking.
that's actually what we saw.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of dialogue, and that's what's actually probably more disappointing is when you do get dialogue, it's hit and miss. Some of it's pretty decent, and then there's other times where you're just like, you just cringe.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you could get in on a matinee price, see it for cheap in the theaters, it's worth seeing on a big screen just to see all the action, because the action scenes are pretty crazy. I have to give them kudos for that. I do not understand how this movie is averaging an 89 with the critics right now. It's scoring really high, and it just
That lead actress is carrying that movie.
it's got to be, but I don't see how she carries that movie that much.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the action scenes are spectacular. How they filmed all that sort of stuff is brilliant. But the dialogue, the story, the backstory, it was shit. I think it's one of them things where like rose tinted glasses, like in the 80s, it was like, oh my god, this is fucking unreal. Let's remake it. No, let's not. Let's just not.
Which
Let's
one are you
make new
talking
shit.
about?
My name is Max.
What about Point Break? My whole Twitter feed this week was taken up by people going,
dear.
"Oh, how can they? It's sacrilege! How could they dare try and remake Point Break? It's the most amazing film from the '80s or the '90s or whatever the fuck. It was fucking awful. Don't forget just how bad a lot of those.
How dare
It's
you?
because everybody loves
was fucking
Patrick
brilliant.
Swayze, and he's dead now, so they have to pay homage to it. That's what it is.
No, I always loved it. I've watched that film. God, it must be 50, 60, maybe 100 times. I used to put
I've watched
myself
it that
to
many
sleep
times
with
too,
that.
but it's
Just
because it
put
was always on rerun. I would agree
never
with
seen it.
Fraser. It's not as good as everybody made it out to be, primarily because Keanu Reeves is in it.
Is it like Footloose? I've never seen it.
I think they,
No,
these,
it's-
a lot of these old films, they have a charm, and we look back with sort of rose-tinted spectacles. But we need to be careful of what we hold on a pedestal.
Yes.
If they
because-
remade Back to the Future, I would burn my own house down.
No way.
Some films just
No
don't
way.
need to be remade. They're good enough. They're fine. I don't want to see Jaws. This is the year of fucking HD remasters. I'm fucking sick of it. I don't
Well,
want to see
Jaws though,
old shit.
Jaws, I'm okay with because they're not remaking the movie; they're just releasing it out for the anniversary for a couple days in theaters.
No,
I'm okay with
no.
that.
When I talk movies, HD remakes, I mean make a whole new film.
Right,
Like,
right.
Jurassic Park could be shit, but I am going to see it in IMAX because I think if anything's going to save it, it's the
Talking
IMAX.
raptors. Yeah, they're talking to one another.
The
That is
talking
fucking
raptors.
awesome.
See, you know
gonna
that
be
now
crap.
you're talking. See,
It's
now you're
gonna be
talking.
crap.
Like Jurassic Park. Yeah, we were talking about Jurassic Park this afternoon at work. I mean, the T-Rex at the end saves the day.
Yay!
How did he get in the building? Where did he come from to save the day at the end of that movie?
He
That
does
is
the
little-
T-Rex
little
flap.
Stumpy arms, he opened the door.
That is genius movie making where you just write yourself out of a problem.
Right.
And that's why The Expendables 2 is the best movie ever. There you go. Drop
They
mic.
spared no
right.
expense.
Done. All right, let us move off of what we've been playing and what we've been recommending or not recommending. And let's talk about a news quiz. We've got news quiz this week. We have listener trivia this week. And we've got a surprise for the news quiz this week.
And
You're
it's
not
just got
doing it.
Domino's.
Are you nervous yet? Fraser Moores, give us a news quiz.
I'm reading the news quiz.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
So,
No.
yes.
Now, I hope
Fraser
I haven't
Moores.
cocked up the format. I've done it so it's 2 questions each. Okay?
Perfectly acceptable format.
How do we do that then? A 5-pointer and a 10-pointer?
We can go
Whatever.
5 and
I
a
don't know.
tenner.
Figure it out.
5 and a tenner. 5 and a tenner. First
So,
question's
yes.
5. Second question's 10 points. Puts all the pressure on the second question, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So we can't. We're not going to be able to put them up in the chat. I don't think. Are we?
Unless you want me to open the chat up, I can. Or do you have it on your iPad?
This 5. No. We'll just. I have got it up on my screen here, but we'll just
All
do
right.
without.
Screw
Anyway,
the chat.
we'll just
They
have-
don't need to see the questions.
Don't worry about it.
All
Okay.
right.
Who's ready?
I am ready.
Okay. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 20. Greg.
17.
Richard.
I can't even say it. 10.
Robin.
3.5.
Okay.
3.5.
Greg, you nearly nailed it. It was actually 18. You're a 1 off. Bonus point, and you get to start.
All right.
Bonus
Okay.
point for guessing. Fuck this.
No one said it was going to be fair.
I'm afraid,
Oh,
by
that's
the way.
true.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This is fucking disturbing.
What the hell? That's like Hills Have Eyes shit.
I know.
Wow. Oh my god.
All right, Robin.
Yep. Let's go.
Frightening. That is really frightening. Okay, question number 1 for Greg. Greg, Splatoon
Okay.
is the first new IP from the House of Nintendo for how many years? Is it
Good
A,
question.
6 years, B, 12 years, or C, 14 years?
First new
Splatoon
IP.
is the first new IP from the House of Nintendo for how many years?
It was 6, 12, or what?
6, 12, or 14? What's your thought
guess
process?
my-
See, you're not.
Yeah.
You got to talk through it. You
All right, all right.
can't be dead air, Greg.
So here's my thought process. I don't know the answer to this. I'm going to be making an educated guess, which is, I think you have grouped 12 and 14 together on purpose to try and throw me off. So I'm going to go with 6. That's my final
Okay.
answer. I'm probably totally wrong, but I'm going with 6.
I'm going to pass it on just for the hell of it. Richard, any idea?
Was that right or wrong?
Well, I'm passing it on, so it's obviously wrong.
Well, when you said for the hell of it, I thought we'd just thrown all rules out the window.
I know. I
There's
thought
no-
maybe I still had a chance.
I should do, yeah.
Apparently not.
You took too long, Greg. Now I'm going to let Richard answer it.
So it was 6, 12, and 14.
Yeah, 6 was wrong. 12
Don't
or 14.
answer
See, I
6,
thought
Rich.
it was 6 because Wii Sports was new, and that was about that, you know.
Oh!
Or are you not counting Wii Sports because it come with the console?
Wii Sports is hardly an IP.
Oh,
really.
fuck that! It's
Oh, see?
rigged. It is completely rigged now. That's
I'm going
it.
to go with Fraser's rules. I'm going to say 12.
It is not the right answer.
I probably
Robin?
just broke my laptop.
I think it's coming to me now. It's 3. No, 14.
Correct answer is 14. Nintendo.
I'm a winner.
EA. Robin, well done, Robin.
Worth sending you all
Nintendo
that money,
EAD.
Fraser.
Dear Reggie Fimize, whatever your name is, Wii Sports is not an IP. Thank you.
It's not. Okay.
Bastards.
Well, it's not.
It had a sequel.
Here we go. Nintendo EAD is responsible for developing new products headed by Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto. It has a long legacy of creating well-received games, but the last original character EAD created was Pikmin, 14 years before it started working on Splatoon.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. So, Greg,
Well,
you are
I would
wrong!
also just like to point out right now that that was the first original character they had created, which was 14 years ago. Just want to throw that out there, that the first IP, because Wii Sports didn't have a character to it, but it was an IP. Just kind of circling that back, that maybe a half point should be coming my way.
You got an extra point anyway for your guess
All right.
so close to the...
I'll take that.
No, you're not getting it.
Damn it.
Okay, question number 2. Richard.
Yes.
Recently this week, in fact, I'm not sure exactly... What are you doing there?
I've got an itchy,
Holy moly!
I've got an itchy
See
leg.
that? Did they
I've
see
got
that?
a really...
No, I
Oh,
completely missed it. I was taking a drink.
I've got a really itchy leg.
Wow.
Rich, hands above the screen, please. Come on, up top.
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
Okay. Leaked pictures of a new Xbox controller came out this week. They pointed to a new feature.
You
Yes,
bastard.
they did.
You son
Is
of
it
a bitch.
A 3.5 millimeter headphone jack? Is it B, a USB connection for direct charging? Or is it C, a center-mounted speaker?
Okay, so to walk through my thought process this, I fucking know it. It's headphone jack. One of these.
Richard Webster, you're right!
The only piece of news I read
is.
this week. Boom.
The Xbox. There you go. That's all you needed. The Xbox One controller looks to be getting a redesign, if a very slight one. An image of the official Xbox support page showed a picture of the Xbox One controller with a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on the bottom, saying that it would have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack in the base.
That's a bit.
So you are correct. Well done, Mr. Webster.
Dear
Very proud
It'd
of
be
you.
nice to have a speaker.
Quizmaster
torch.
protest file.
Just file that protest. Mr. Tate, are you ready for your question? Here we go. You ready? Have you been reading the news? Here we go. At the MCM, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't put a Metal Gear Solid question in. At the MCM London Comic Con event last week, a Phantom Pain motorcycle was shown off. What was it based off? Was it A, a Norton 16H? Was it B, a Triumph Bonneville? Or was it C, a Healy 1004?
A Healy's a car. What was the first one?
A Norton 16H. Norton 16H, a Triumph Bonneville, or a Healy 1000/4. And they're all bikes.
Healy. Although Healy's were, oh yeah. But I love a Bonneville, so you can't go wrong with a Bonneville. Definitely. So I'm going with the Bonneville. And never is the middle one, but I like the Bonneville. Please?
Bonneville is your answer, and Mr. Robin Tate, you are correct. It is the Triumph Bonneville.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This
Yes.
quiz is rigged.
Hang on, I have just tonight. What I forgot to do to get prepared was to get up my little article on the Solid Snake. Has anyone actually seen this Solid Snake
Stop
bike?
picking your nose, Baser.
Can't help it. Sorry. Has anyone seen the Solid Snake bike?
No.
Solid
It's
snake.
an absolute cracking Triumph bike. Oh, hang on. Got some audio coming up there.
Yeah,
It's a cracking Triumph
the
bike. It's got Diamond Dogs logos all over it. No speedometer. It just looks rugged. Really nice big tires on it. And the absolute beauty touch it has on it is just one of the handlebars is red, like he is in the Phantom Pain.
Oh, wow. That's a bike.
Nice.
Did you see it? Seen a picture of it?
Yeah, that's the sort of shit Mad Max would drive if it was a good film.
Yeah, it's a cracking bike. It looks beautiful.
Yeah. It's good
By the way,
so there you
officially
go.
worried for that game, by the way, now. Mad Max. Not been hearing glowing things coming back out of it. Anyway, continue on.
Yeah.
Quiz on.
Quiz
What's-
on.
what's
Here
my
we go.
next bogus
Greg,
question?
Are you ready?
Apparently.
Okay, here we go. Star Wars Battle Pod, the gloriously lavish arcade cabinet that reenacts the best space battles from the epic film saga, can now be yours. For how much, Greg? Is it A, $15,000, B, $20,000, oh, $25,000, or C, $35,000? 15, 25, or $35,000?
Oh,
Greg, I've got a clue for you. This was actually discussed on either the IGN UK podcast, the Giant Bombcast, or Rebel FM. I can't remember which one, but there's your
yes.
clue.
The problem is the number that's stuck in my head is for the deluxe version,
Yeah, same.
which was like $100,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
premium
Right.
edition, $100,000.
I'm going to say 25 grand.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Greg, I'm afraid you are not going home with a prize tonight.
Damn it.
The actual
Take the
answer
speedboat back, folks.
Was it 35?
Wheel it back. It was 35,000. Yes. So
The battle
yeah. So I
pod.
grabbed this piece of news and I saw that and I was very interested to use it for the question, but I don't know anything about it. So
It's
Richard,
the arcade.
you-
It's an arcade battle pods. So it's the same one you see at the arcades that they just introduced. So you basically sit into this pod, and you're playing a Star Wars, basically a Star Wars game. And is it the bikes only, or this is what I don't remember. I think you can do like all kinds of things, like pilot an X-wing. You can pilot the speeder bikes. But I know that they were saying the deluxe version is $100,000, and if you buy that, you get your name in the credits of the game, and there's something else with it. I forgot what the other part of it was.
T-shirt.
A T-shirt, probably a T-shirt.
brilliant.
T-shirt.
Oh, we should all see Greg's face right now.
T-shirt.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to dig some more out of that because I didn't really investigate much as I was getting the question together. But,
Too busy
yeah, it looks pretty neat.
researching
So.
non-new Wii U IPs.
Well, just researching questions. So there we go. Okay, right. We're moving on to number 5. Richard's question. Richard, big football buff, are you? Like your FIFA, do you?
He does like his FIFA.
EA Sports FIFA games will finally do what in FIFA 16?
Play soccer.
Will they A, feature a full manager mode, B, feature women players, C, provide Oculus Rift support, or D, allow the diversion of funds to the back pockets of corrupt officials?
Oh, snap.
D.
Boom. What? You know, we just dropped the fucking mic. There's no way they'll let women in the football game. There's no way. There isn't a chance in hell that they would put women in 2015 in a sports game. So I'm going to go with they're going to put women's teams in the game.
Okay,
Final answer?
that's your final answer?
Yeah.
Richard Webster's storming it. Correct.
Yeah. But for the record, I don't like FIFA.
No, I'm not a FIFA fan either. So, but yes, you are quite right. EA Sports announced today that women will finally be allowed into its annual popular FIFA soccer simulations, starting with this year's FIFA 16. However, there are significant restrictions. There are only 12 women's teams, all of which are international. USA, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, England, Spain, Germany, Italy, France, Sweden, China, and Australia.
It's 'cause
And
they've
this
got
is going to
the extra RAM now
sound.
for the boobs.
I was
I'm
going
not
to say this.
being rude. That's like extra polygons for boobs, isn't it? Now they got the RAM for it. Boom. Now you've got a sports game. Sell
Polygon
it. Now you make some
boobage.
money.
Because boobs.
Those boobs.
Here's a question, and I honestly don't really know this, but I mean, are there women's soccer teams on a professional level
Yes.
in the UK? I don't know.
No, there is. There's an England. There's
Okay,
an England women's
alright.
team.
Okay.
But there isn't like I don't.
Well,
think
no,
there's,
no,
like, a Premier League
international.
on
I
Sky
get, yeah,
Sports.
international. Yes, I just didn't.
Not, it's nowhere near as big. They are professionals, but
Okay.
they don't make big bucks. Maybe they make maybe 50, 60, 70 grand a year at most, sort of thing. You know, that's about it. So it's sad. It's a very mature thing that they're doing. Unfortunately, the internet went bananas this week, and people said it was all about boobs and stuff like that there. And what about the boobs coming out? And it's very immature because
Well,
I'm
I
sure
will
the
say
boobs
this,
will be
if-
very tastefully done.
If EA does start talking boob physics, then
Somebody has to. Can you
Well,
imagine
I
if
mean,
that's your
that's-
job?
no,
I'm
that's,
an
that's
EA. What did you do today, dear? I was working on the left breast of the goalkeeper from her
well,
Spanish
you think about
team.
it. That's Dead or Alive. They always talk about boob physics in Dead or Alive. So,
I mean,
you
it's
know,
the same demographic, isn't it? Like 12-year-old boys.
No.
Play the game.
I'm not going to say FIFA soccer players or FIFA game players are on the same level as TOA players.
He won't say it, but he knows. He knows.
Maybe.
He won't say
Yeah,
it.
I think it's great. It's a nice feature. That is good.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
bring
good.
more girls into it because girls like soccer, and why not?
Yeah,
Good for the
why not?
sport.
I don't see a problem with it. I mean, I have no problems
don't at all.
picking a female protagonist or whatever when I'm playing a video game. It drives my son crazy. He never can figure out. I always pick the female, like make a female
Yeah, me too.
character.
Yeah, me too.
So I have no
Someday
problem
you'll
with it.
understand, son. Someday you'll
Yeah.
understand.
I think what we're going to see in this game is if it's just going to be separate, you can only have women against women or whatever. If you could have like a women's team who can go up against and play against men's teams, I don't care. I'll play a women's team, no big deal.
You know what?
Whatever, it can't be bad.
It gets them out of the kitchen. You know, it really helps. You know?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you really just say that? Oh,
Right,
Fraser, continue on.
right, okay. Robin, I really hope you get this question wrong.
I'm only joking.
No,
I'm really joking.
purely because I don't have a tiebreaker, and probably because you
All right,
deserve
okay.
it. After
I have a tiebreaker. I can institute a tiebreaker if we need it.
you can as well because you're out. So that's good.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go. Robin Tate, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's the wrong question. Number 6, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare's third downloadable content pack, Supremacy, is out June 2nd and will feature who? Is it A, Bruce Campbell, B, Mark Harmon, or C, Peter Weller?
Oh, well, oh no, not logic. Damn it, Peter Weller, because he's RoboCop, and there's robotic stuff in his body, and there's robotic stuff and other stuff. So Peter Weller, or is he the guy from Oasis? No,
Great.
Peter Weller.
Paul Weller, and he's not no
Paul Weller.
For my redemption, Bruce Campbell.
Correctamundo. I'm sorry, Robin, you are wrong.
Ah well.
Call of Duty Call of Duty COD's third downloadable content pack, Supremacy, will feature a very familiar face for Evil Dead fans. Activision and Sledgehammer Games announced today Bruce Campbell joins the game's already star-studded lineup of John Malkovich, Bill Paxton, Rose McGowan, and John Bernthal, whoever the fuck that is.
He's the guy from the thing.
But he's not Bruce
The
Campbell.
thing?
The
The
thing.
guy from the thing.
The thing. Really the thing?
The thing with the thing?
Burn
The thing with the
Thor.
thing.
No, the
Thor.
actual thing, the Stephen King. I'm not taking a piss. The Stephen King movie. I'm only messing.
He should work for.
I'm here all night.
The Thing or John Carpenter's The Thing?
The first one.
He should work for Iceland, just like Bowser works for Nintendo. You know, that's
It's true. I thought that was
Mr.
going to be one of
Thor.
the questions, but that was last week, wasn't it? Oh, I love it.
Well, I would
So I'm
like
pleased
to
to announce that
Announce?
Richard Webster is our winner.
Yes.
Whoa, good lad. I thought I had that
And I am
bad.
going to update the scores real time. Richard Webster,
Real time.
you are now 1 point behind Mark. Still got a little ways to go. Nicole in third place at 3.5. Fraser at 2.5. Mike at 2. Robin at 1. And me in the guest chair, I have kept the guest spot clear of any victories at 0.
Robin, Mike's done one
on
show
this
this
show,
year.
Greg, though.
Yes.
One show this year he's done. How are you not leading against Mike? He's been on once.
I think it would be fair for me to make me feel better if you actually counted the questions that I got right. That would be good because I think I'm at 3 this year so far, so that's pretty good.
That's
3
pretty
questions
good.
right.
All right, well,
Almost better than me.
the good news is we're not out of questions yet. We have some trivia questions. Jason Johnson
Oh,
wrote in. He also attached a little note that I am inclined to read. He said, "Hey, sorry I've been away for a couple of weeks. Life got real busy." Come on, Jason. Really? That's your excuse? 2 college classes plus moving, and he's been trying to help his daughter adjust. Just stick her in the closet. She'll be fine. Things are smoothing out now. Apparently he took my advice on sticking her in the closet. And he puts together some time and some trivia. So here we go. Fraser Moores, your penance for making me lose that news quiz. And
Hang on a second. I would like as well to be recognised the fact that Greg DeLacy appeared once on Game Punchers, stormed in, won the quiz, and then stormed out again. He's got 100% win rate on my podcast, so don't be getting all shirty with me, DeLacy.
I would never get short with you, my friend. But you will tackle the first trivia question here. Are you ready?
Go on then.
In Dragon Age Inquisition, there are collectible pieces of mosaic.
Never played it.
How many pieces are found in the hinterlands?
Never played it. Wasted. Wasted on me.
Well,
It's
you
no
can
fun.
take
It's
some
no fun there.
guesses.
4.
Well, I was going to give you options, but 4 is an answer that is incorrect. But you have 4, 12, 9, or 16. Robin Tate, how many pieces of mosaic can be found in the hinterlands? Is it 12, 9, or 16? Leave the hinterlands, but get your mosaic pieces first.
12, 9, or 16. Has someone said an answer yet?
Yes. Fraser said 4. It was an option. It is no longer an option.
Oh. 12, 9, or 16.
Just to give you a hint, the hinterlands is the first like main area you sort of go to.
Right.
I've never played it.
12.
Robin Tate. Good job!
Cha.
Yes, 12 pieces of mosaic can be found in the hinterlands. All right, Mr. Webster. Burt Reynolds voice acted which character in GTA Vice City? Is it A, Tommy Vercetti, B, Lance Vance, C, Avery Carrington, or D, Big Mitch Baker?
It's got to be Mitch, and here's my thought process. Lance was a black guy, so I'm hoping they got a black guy to voice him. Avery was the lawyer, and he was a geeky thing, and obviously the amazing Ray Liotta voiced Tommy Vercetti, so it's got to be the other guy. Got to be.
Gotta be. Okay. Fraser Moores. Burt Reynolds voice acted which character in GTA Vice City? Is it A, Tommy Vercetti, B, Lance Vance, or C, Avery Carrington?
I'm going to go Avery Carrington. I can just imagine them trying to make Burt sort of with some sort of well-to-do name. I'll go with that
Final
one.
answer.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Avery
Hold
Carrington.
on, hold on.
Fraser
I'm lying
Moores.
to you.
What?
I'm lying to you. Avery wasn't the thingy. I've just googled it. Yeah, he wasn't the thingy. Yeah, it's obvious now. Carry on. You got the answer right.
Yes, you did, Fraser Moores. Avery Carrington.
Avery Carrington just screams Burt Reynolds coming out in a
Avery
robe.
Carrington was like Avery from Justified. He's basically the cowboy. It's so obvious.
All right, Robin Tate. Who is the main character of Titanfall's campaign mode? Is it A, Graves, B, Blisk, C, Barker, or D, McCallan?
McCallan.
Robin Tate.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm on
2 for
fire.
2. You are on fire, and it doesn't matter. For winning that, Robin Tate, you get your first crack at Back of the Box.
Oh, fantastic.
Name the game. Back of the Box description. Here we go. From the creators of Resident Evil series comes Blank, a 3D game of panic, terror, and fear. You play Regina, a government agent sent to a remote island to track down a missing professor who's been conducting suspicious experiments. You discover that the island runs rampant with dinosaurs, including velociraptors and T-Rexes. Think and move fast as you do battle with the hordes of dinosaurs hiding around every corner, solve puzzles, power up weapons, and outwit the vicious creatures whose sole ambition is to tear you limb from limb. What game am I?
I don't know, and I should know. I was thinking about that one with the girl that went around with photographs, the camera, everything. You know, what was that?
I like how you went
Heidi-
cutesy. You're all-
Oh, that's
the camera.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Young
Jade.
Good and Evil. Jade, yeah. So it wasn't Jade. No, I don't know. I'm sorry. I have no idea. I feel ashamed.
Any guesses?
I really don't know.
All right, fair enough. Richard Webster, what is your guess?
Levels.
I've completed this game twice. It's Dino Crisis.
I was
Well
Of course.
done,
Dino
Mr.
Crisis.
Webster. Well done.
Yeah,
Yes.
Good game.
Dino Crisis
Okay.
it is. All right, well, thank you
Wasn't
again.
that originally an arcade release?
I don't know. That I do not know.
Can't remember. I don't know. I played it on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But hey,
Good.
thank you, Jason Johnson, for the trivia. Thank you, Mr. Fraser Moores, for the news quiz.
You're very welcome.
Very good. Yes, thank you. And
I'd say it was nice to be on this side of it, but it wasn't. Yeah. Well done. All right. Let us move on. Before we dive into the community mailbag stuff, I want to talk real quickly about E3. We've got that coming up. Christmas for gamers. It's right around the corner. So our plans are in. This is loose plans that are being formed up as we speak, but we're hoping to be able to basically do some kind of video coverage of the news conferences where we're basically going to podcast along with them, but post the initial launch. So in other words, we'll have the E3 conferences hopefully feeding through our Twitch channel. So if you need to find them, you should be able to find them here. But we're going to do podcasts later on, like reactionary podcasts, and we'll replay, and again, as hopefully technology lets us do this and we don't have any hiccups, but we'll replay the conference and we'll talk to it the second time. So the first time when it airs live, it'll be uninterrupted. You won't have to listen to our commentary. You can enjoy it as it is presented. And then we'll try and do some reactionary podcasts to the actual conferences and get our thoughts as it's happening. So I think that's the plan as it stands. I can't look at that shark any longer, Robin. I will also say that I'm pretty excited for E3.
I am.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one this year.
Yeah.
Because there's surprises.
I know. Half-Life 3. Confirmed.
Fallout 4. Do you know what? People keep going on about Fallout 4. Here's why I don't think Fallout 4 will be announced.
I'm listening.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Here's why I don't think it'll be. Here's why I don't think it'll be announced and then released this year.
I would agree with that.
Bethesda have never announced a game, Elder Scrolls or Fallout, at E3 to release that year. They always announce their games either the year before or at the start of the year and then do a gameplay walkthrough at E3. I can't see them going, here's the game that we've kept secret for 5 years. It comes out in 2 months. I just can't see it happening. Yeah, I can see them announcing it, but it's not as a release this year.
I'm with you, and usually they kind of also are pretty good about planting their flagpole on their release date real early, and it's kind of like a beacon to everybody else of, hey, we are staking our claim to this date.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would tend to think it's not this year, but I do expect an announcement, just not coming this year.
I reckon it could even be. I will be very, very surprised if they showed gameplay. It will probably be War.
It'll be a teaser trailer of some kind. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then like it'll show like I don't know, like a Boston monument. I don't know Boston, and then like black, and then like Fallout Boy or a dodgy TV monitor going like this or something, and it'll be like, oh my god, Doom! I'm excited for. Doom looks like it could be interesting. We've not had a good Doom game for a long time.
Well, we will table this for now because next week we're going to start our E3 predictions, and I think we're going to roll it in one show, but we may take 2 weeks to do our E3 predictions. I'm not positive on that yet, but we'll start rolling that out next week. I know a lot of other podcasts have already started doing their E3 predictions. I'll bring it closer to E3. I mean, we're still a good 3 weeks out, so we'll bring it home a little closer to the actual run-up. All right, let's talk about games coming out next week. Fraser Moores, are you looking at your notes?
No, I'm not.
You should be looking at your notes because there is a massive list of games that only you could possibly.
It's not that massive, is it?
No, not really.
Okay, but I'll go for it. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, new releases from May 22nd to May 29th. First off here, we have Massive Chalice for the Xbox One coming out June 1st.
Yeah.
The Escapist for PlayStation 4, June 2nd. Heroes of the Storm for the PC, June 2nd, which I think many people have been involved in the beta.
Right.
I'm not sure who may have played that. I'd like to say I have because I had a code and I never actually played it. Shamefully. Adventures of Pip is coming out on the PC on June the 4th. Wander for the PlayStation 4 on June the 4th. Also on June the 4th, You Must Build a Boat, PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android. Anybody? It sounds interesting. Anybody? Any idea what that is?
It sounds interesting. I think that's the best thing we could say about it at this point.
Oh, I know. It sounds really interesting.
This is. It does. I think I'm just going to put in my 2 cents. I think it sounds interesting. And last but not least, June the 5th sees the PC release of D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die.
Dun dun dun.
Sounds like a really shitty action movie sequel name.
Sounds like a shitty week in video game releases.
Yeah, it's pretty light. It is pretty light. And I think the week after is that when Batman comes out. I don't remember, but there's some good. There's a couple good games coming up, but we're gonna hit that doldrums. It's gonna dry up real fast, and we're not gonna get much at all for quite some time. Till August is usually when it ramps back up again. So start working that back catalog, folks. All right, let's just move on to stuff going on this week. We've got, of course, the Gamerscore and Trophy Challenge. So the update for this week so far, and this, by the way, is a contest where everybody's basically trying to be whores about their games and get as many trophies or achievements as they can in a stretch of time, which I don't even remember what the time frame is. It ends sometime in, Robin?
End of June. End of June. Yeah, end of June. Last day of June, midnight, everywhere sort of thing.
All right, and Robin,
I will at some time.
I'll read these out because you're one of the top leaders and participants here, so obviously you're
You
disqualified from reading. On the Xbox side of things, and it is Xbox because it could be either Xbox One or Xbox 360 that you could be getting these achievements on. We've got Bongo the Insane at 7,895 achievement points, won, purchased, scored, whatever you want to call it, in this brief period of time. He has slave labored his children, by the way. He has numerous kids in this house that are all like duct taped with controllers in their hands. PG Tips. Are you kidding me? PG Tips at 16,031 gamer score.
Half of what I've got. It's unbelievable. Half again.
Yeah, that's nuts. And even more nuts. Parsnip Nose 3,000 at 16,525. You should be ashamed, Dorian. You are. I've seen your playlist. It is just. It's disgusting.
What was the thing he was playing this week? Was it Jack? Jack, that new pack that came out yesterday. It's like the quiz. You all about Jack or something. It's a family quiz, and he's.
You don't know Jack, and he just.
Oh, you don't know Jack? That's great.
Yep, he signs his son in, and he makes his son miss all the scores, and then he gets all the right answers. It's just Dorian, come on, you're better than this. PlayStation top scores so far, and again, this could be on PS3 or PS4. You've got Recruit B10 at 6,895 points, and again, we associate some points to different trophy levels. That's how we do that. Tuscan 77 sitting in at 11,505 points, and in first place, Night Owl 1980 at 14,340 points. There is a lot of gaming whoring going on right now.
Night Owl.
Yes.
Well, Tuscan was way ahead after the 2 week mark, and Night Owl came out of the night.
I know. He came out of nowhere. And I would also like to point out, Parsnip kind of came out of nowhere. Because PG Tips was kind of sitting up there by himself.
On a spaceship.
Hello. I know. He did. Yes. All right. Moving on. Minecraft servers. If you like Minecraft, PS4 and Xbox One versions are up. Just go check out g4te.com in the forums. You basically want to hit up Parsnip Nose or Wobbly Bob on your friends list to get in on the Minecraft servers. Here's a special time. I would like to take a moment to talk about Clan Wars and our latest update that we got from the field. We'll just put it that way. So now, of course, we all know there is a new leader of the clan, Jade Archer.
Jade.
Now, things have not gone well since the last happenings and leadership changes. It's been a little rough for the clan. 3 losses in a row. They are next set up to fight a Spanish team, the Valladolid. I don't know. They're Spanish.
Who can say?
Valamagulis.
Valamagulis.
I know nothing about the horse.
But we got a news report from the field, and I want to just read through this. On the heels of the recent allegations pertaining to mutiny by led by Nicole from Clash of Clans, to Boom Beach, we bring you more information of this sordid tale. It appears that former Canadian cult leader of Clash of Clans, Fraser Moores, has, by all accounts, forgotten to make 2 of his required hits during the big midweek war. Fraser had this to say, "Oh my, I totally forgot to do my attacks." Yes, good Lord. And then continued on saying, "Sorry, team, I failed you hard this week." Apparently, Fraser also feels a just punishment would be to be whipped for his crime, or wiped.
Whipped and then
whipped and wiped.
And then wiped.
He is quoted here as he is practically begs for the whipping. You
And
like
the
whippings, apparently. "I should be demoted or whipped," he said. Some of the members of the clan were also visibly upset with his actions. No Control had this to say, "I vote to whip Fu," Mr. Moores. "Do it, Jade." Another member, Tight Corset, who was visibly moved by the request as well and seemed excited at the possible beating. The new cult leader, Jade Archer, seems more just than the public, and awarded Fraser Moores with 20 burpees with push-ups. Fraser, have you completed your 20 push-ups and burpees?
I missed that. I didn't even know that had been awarded to me. But saying that, I don't even know what a burpee is.
So the burpee is you jump down, you kick your legs out, you jump back, and you stand up. That's a burpee.
Okay.
It sucks.
Canada.
Give us 20 and push-ups.
So the answer is no. I haven't completed those.
All right. Now, this is also a warning to all. Don't miss your clan war attacks. The resulting score was a loss, Fraser Moores, a loss because you missed your 2 attacks. The clan lost 62-67 against Clash of Furia.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm not offering any sort of defense. I did actually miss my clan war attacks. First time I've ever missed them. And
Tell
I'm saying
it to the hand.
Yeah,
Tell
I know,
it to the hand.
Robin takes this all very personal, and I feel bad about it. And I did miss my attacks, and I was, and the clan lost again. The clan isn't doing so well right now, but it's just a blip. It's just a blip. However, I did go back and check, and in actual fact, there wasn't much left. The clan had actually done very well, and pretty much, had a
Don't give us this crap.
No, it's not crap.
It's not crap. Oh, yeah, it's okay. There's nothing I could have done. I wasn't going to be useful. What is this? There's no I in team. It was a team effort.
Cunt.
We stood together and fought, and there you were. You weren't even bothering checking in. Damn it. God almighty, I'm ashamed. Like, even less now.
Yes, I know. See, everybody has a voice, right? Now, back when I was a leader, all this subordination would have been squashed straight away. Am I up? Right. Am I acting up? No. All right? Robin, listen, you. I'll have words with you later.
Fraser, this is what happens when,
excuse.
Great leaders step down, they walk away, they turn their backs, and they fall from grace.
Can we just say, Greg, what was the word you put before leader there? Can we just have that repeated again? Great leader. Did you hear that, Robin? Great leader.
Dick.
All right?
Yeah, I would definitely. You've brought other people with you. Yeah, they have left and followed you. Now, saying that, there's some members have came back again. That was lovely to see other people coming back. Charlie left for about 10 minutes.
He did.
And requested back in again.
He left and I'm going to join another clan.
Fraser, you were like...
They wouldn't let me in.
You were like the Stalin of the clan. You ruled with an iron fist. And you left.
No, Jade's doing a good job. And
now where is Jade. Stalin? He's no longer alive. I fear for you, Fraser. I fear for you.
No, to see, I 100% have all my support is behind Jade and the wonderful work that she has done, is doing, and will continue to do into the near future once we get some wins.
Politician.
Right. Well done. Well done, Margaret Thatcher. All right, here we go. The Golf Club Cross-Platform Challenge. That has been going on. We had a crazy fun course this past week. It was DS Crazy Golf, which was picked out by Pilchreed, which we very much appreciated because it was a blast. This was almost kind of like mini golf. Imagine going to a miniature golf course, having giant mushrooms in front of you, having to hit through all of that. That was what this course was. And it resulted in some crazy low scores. Well, the muck of the muck, if you will, the PCers. We had Rangon Zippo coming in at -7. Clockulata came in at -15. And that guy, Gary, the real Defoe, he came in at -18. Well done, Gary.
Love that guy.
He is a good guy. He's a bastard, but he's a good guy. On the Xbox One, we had quite a few people playing this past week. David the Alien was at +9. Filthy at +8. Pilchreed came in at even for the course. Z4XX came in at -5. Chinny came in at -8. Urban Big P also followed in with a -8. Queejibo Jones, came in at -15.
Getting better, Greg.
I know. That's still not right. Step J had a -16. TMG Cerberus a -17. Womble MK3 and myself, Murphy's Law, both at -18. And the top score on the Xbox One, not -19, not -20, not even -21, a -22 by the Taffman. And you would think that would win. But oh no. On the PS4, we had Dave150771. You need to fix that gamer tag. That was a -12. We had Ian the Chad at -14. Real Kahuna came in at -18. And Manny Calavera came in with a whopping -23. So we didn't play any handicaps this week. It was all straight. It was just a blast to play. And well done, Manny. And actually, Manny and the Taffman at one point, once it got to -18, they started just trading blows, going back and forth, up in the ante. And next thing you know, -23 was the top score. So crazy good. So Manny, unfortunately, was stuck at work, so he couldn't pick the next course. So he gave it to Paul, who came in at second. And Paul has picked for the next course, the OC X-Gen Challenge 17. It will be Pitch and Putt Hampton, which sounds good, but also does not play to some of my strengths. I'm all about the driving. So yeah, there you go. OC Challenge number 17 is Pitch and Putt. If you want to partake in this, you have the golf club or you're getting the golf club. On the PS4, you want to make sure you are friends with Marcanix, spelled with an X at the end. If you're on the Xbox One, make sure you're friends with me, Murphy's Law. If you are on the PC, I don't know anybody that plays in the games on PC, but there are a few of you out there, just a few, just a couple. The Real Defoe is the guy you want to hook up with there as a friend, even though he won't be your friend. It is all one word, The Real Defoe, and you'll be able to participate in this challenge with everybody else. All right, Robin, I am tired of reading, so I'm going to have you read. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're going to onto the We Are Epic section,
yes,
which is a section where we've come up with now that you take a 30-second clip of you doing something epic, an epic moment of dropping a hand grenade on your head or crashing a car or making a fantastic hole-in-one or whatever it may be in your video game life, and you upload it to the the G4TE Facebook page, and it's going to run until the end of June. There's a $20 prize, and you can upload your videos to fb.g4te.com. And there's some fantastic videos up there, with especially with gamer girl Kim Woods at the moment and her Witcher 3 antics. She's been picking some very, very wonderful herbs, I see, this week. We've got Dan Bedcover with some Bloodborne action, and more from Kim in Dragon Age, and our own Mark Annex, Mark Wright, with a fantastic FIFA goal. There are so many funny... really funny...
FIFA.
Just can't get the staff. There's just so many funny and exciting videos. So check those out at fb.g4te.com. They're pretty good. We Are Epic. and have a look. There's some good fun stuff there. We also have the Forza Hot Lap Challenge for May. It's now about to come to an end, and we are going to rest that for a while. It was in an IndyCar, and it was on a big oval where you turned left a lot.
Kill it, Daddy! Kill it!
Yeah, it's dead. God, I feel like I'm podcasting with Duke now. It's at the top of the table. We've got Serbs, then Real Kahuna, Reigning God, Zippo, Parse, and then Parsnip and the Caboose. And you'll get all the details of this if you want to quickly join in for the last blast of Forza 5. It may be the last one ever. And hotlap.g4te.com. But the most exciting thing we have in May is the Project Cars cross-generation, cross-gen platform. I've got another moth in the room. Dead moth. Dead moth.
Kill
Why
it,
are these
Daddy!
moths attacking
Kill
me
it
tonight?
Kill it, Daddy! Kill it!
So the way this is working is you can play it on a PS4, on an Xbox One, or on your PC, and you set your hot lap and you take a photograph of it with your phone and post it up onto the g4te.com forum, or tweet it to Gonzo. That's Ian. And you can tweet that to @Gonzo_FK. So the car's an old classic BMW 320 Turbo Group 5 machine. You can tune it any way you want, and it's on the Hockenheim short track. So that's the way to get into that. And the leaders at the moment are Jay Rambo, we have Gonzo, and Stone Deaf. And those have been updated on the 29th. So that's, if you want to jump into that, there will be more and more of that, and hopefully Project Cars will make it a little bit easier to track other people's times.
Yeah,
we also have our ongoing Victories Achieved. It's very short. What are we at? We're all talking about these gamer score challenges that are going on right now, and there's only 2 people have completed games in the last week. One of them is a beautiful person. That would be Mr. Miyagi, 1984. He completed GoldenEye, 007 Reloaded, and myself, Limbo. What is going on? All that gamer score, no completions. Get your completion rates up.
Yeah, you know why, Robin? You know why that's happening. It's because the gamer score, you want to go for the maximum amount in the shortest amount of time. So you're looking at, say, Limbo, and you're going to get as many achievement points as you can out of it in the shortest amount of time. And then once it gets to that difficult time where you have to actually put time into it, you drop that like a bad habit, you move on to the next game. Or your Twix, or your Orange... I don't know. I can't read that.
What?
Who? Cadbury egg.
Me?
It's something. It's an orange blossom. It's a chocolate orange. Anyway.
Look, stop upstaging me. Come on. Goodness me. Yeah, well, look, the way it works, again, when you complete a game, take a photograph of yourself, take yourself a selfie with the credits of the game in the background, or your achievement, or your trophy that's just popped, and you text it. You tweet it to g4te.com on Twitter, and we put you into a contest that will run until the 31st of July, and you can win a $20 or £15 gift card for PSN, XBL, or Steam. So get into that. That's fun, and it's ongoing, and has been ongoing for quite a while.
Right.
Okay, let's get the thing closed up, sir.
Yes, we are going to get it closed up.
I'm just going to tell you here, I'm just going to drop something in about Terry's chocolate orange as well. It just comes to my mind, right? So that's what I'm eating right now, is a Terry's chocolate orange. Greg, you're not familiar with it because...
actually, no.
America.
I do know Terry's chocolate oranges. I've had one before. They're quite tasty. And they make a raspberry one, I believe, too.
Oh, good Lord. Anyway.
Fucking Americans.
Thank you, Richard. You said what we were thinking. But here's the thing that gets me is, right, somewhere along the line...
Right.
I got married and became a dad, and now all I ever get is fucking plain chocolate, Terry's chocolate oranges. Before I got married and was a dad, it'd always be milk chocolate. Now it's always plain chocolate. Where do they people think that just because you're a dad, you like plain chocolate? What's all that about? Answers on a postcard.
Yeah.
You begin Bourneville soon as well.
You laugh now, Richard. You wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. It does.
You'll be getting
and then
you'll be getting no Twix.
And you'll be sitting here in May eating fucking Christmas Terry's chocolate orange plain ones because you're so desperate because your wife's gone out and not fed you properly tonight. You're fucked.
Right. And you'll be thinking, God, I used to get Twix. All right, Mr. Webster, before you take another bite of that Twix, how about you close out the show for us? Wrap it up in a nice, pretty bow.
Boom. Right, we've had Greg, we've had Robin, we've had Fraser, we've had Richard. We've been your hosts for this evening. I'm about to shout out some people, so get your headphones on your stereos, listen to the shout outs, yo. First of all, I'm going to say Duke Scath is a fucking legend. The guy gave me some money that I'm going to spend for making mods. So thanks for that. I want to shout out David Morton, because David Morton tweets a lot of stuff that I tweet. So we're kind of like tweet friends. I don't know. It's a new thing. Go on Twitter. Pilch, I don't know why. Pilch, we've been talking lately. So shout out to him. Yo, word. And just shout out to like Game of Thrones and Daredevil and these things that are sort of making me forget about Breaking Bad, because there's nothing left after Breaking Bad. It's like an empty shell. It's like when you have a good woman in your life and she dies because she played too much video games, like in Korea or something, and then all you're left with is Twixes. And
Necrophilia is fun.
It is fun, but you get that weird like maggot disease, don't you? But apparently,
the rotten woman split on me.
Yeah, I can't. Oh my
There's
God.
a dark path in front of us, and we are driving right down the middle of it.
Oh my!
I suggest we take the exit ramp to the right and get off.
Jesus, I don't know where this went. And the Giant Bombcast has been quite funny of late, so give that a listen if you don't listen to other podcasts. They're a more professional, journalistic podcast because they're journalists in the real lives. So they're a different take on it. There's certain things they can and can't say, but they're funny. Give them a listen.
Fair enough.
Fraser, considering you fucked your team over, you can go next.
Right. Am I going to be tarred and feathered with that for the rest of my days?
Possibly.
I don't give a toss about Clash of Clans, mate. I don't care. Do you like?
You care about me being tarred and feathered, though, don't you?
Yeah, always.
I'm not going to, you know what, Richard, you started something off there. I'm going to give a shout out to podcasts that I'm listening to right now, because like this one and the wonderful Greg and all you and you too and everybody else who participates, we all do this off our own back, and none of us are ever going to make any money from it. We don't do it. We do it for the love of it because we enjoy it, and the feedback from everyone is always fantastic, and the communities and all that. I am thoroughly enjoying some podcasts right now. Always like Midlife Gamer, which is one of my first podcasts I ever listened to. And in fact, I remember, Robin, your name being mentioned on that back way before I ever knew you. So, which is always interesting. Veteran Gamers, which introduced me really to the whole G4TE.com community and all you guys, and henceforth I love the Overseas Connection. Everybody should check out GamePunchersCom.com, which is probably the best podcast there is out there at the moment, no doubt about that. I'm thoroughly enjoying the Same Coin podcast. Those guys, the Same Coin, the Same Coin, the coin,
or the same coin. I like the Same Coin.
The Same Coin podcast. If you like listening to guys who play off very well against each other and just have a crack doing it, then you definitely should listen to that podcast. I was falling asleep. I always listen to podcasts when I go to sleep. Right, I'll pop a headphone in and I set my timer on my
Jesus Christ,
on my
Fraser,
podcast
you and I are
app
cracked from the same like egg. I do
Yeah,
the same effing thing.
35
we
minutes.
do the same, but you're not listening to me. I do it as well. Look at me.
Shut
I do
up.
the same thing.
Talking-
I'm only messing.
35 minutes. So I go to bed last night. I say good night to my wife. I give my wife a kiss good night, and I pop in the one earphone so that I can lie down.
Right.
And I set it to 35 minutes. But last night, listening to the Same Coin, they were reading out their emails in the accents, and I was just crying. Like, it's embarrassing, right? Because my wife's just like, what is going on? Because I'm just juddering in my sleep. I was in hysterics. And it's not often that the podcast, I mean, lots of the podcasts make me smile and make me laugh, but when they're generally making me cry with laughter, it's truly a wondrous thing. So special mention to the Same Coin podcast. Those guys are phenomenal. And they just tonight, they recorded their 3rd anniversary show. So that'll be out next week.
Bollocks. Absolute fucking bollocks.
Fraser, I have to piggyback off that real quick. I do the same thing. Obviously, some other guy does it too. But I was listening to the Veteran Gamers way back when they used to do their longer podcasts. They've now tried to actually cut them down and be a little shorter. I fell asleep, and around probably midnight, woke up at about 3:30 in the morning, earpiece still in my ear, listening, and they're still podcasting.
Yeah.
I woke up and
these guys who are doing 3-hour monster shows.
Yeah.
And some of them, there are some other podcasts out there. I would say Boss Wave. I love Boss Wave. I have an issue with
Yeah.
Boss Wave falling asleep with. I didn't mention the Boss Wave podcast. Sorry, I forgot that.
It's because you have an issue with him.
I have an issue falling asleep with the Boss Wave podcast because they put music in the podcast, and any podcast that put music in, I can fall asleep to voices, but music will wake me up. So it's
Interesting.
just this thing. So and I will say one more shout out. Actually, I got a shout out. I won't want to leave you out, Richard. So I'll give you a shout out for just being you. Greg, I'll give you a shout out because I owe you a little bit of an apology. I was so tardy on getting together with you for the Xbox game sharing that we never did sort that out.
It's okay.
And
It
then I
worked
ended
itself
up-
out.
But it worked itself out because you went off and you got another lover and you ended up sharing with someone else.
I did.
And I, too, took another man. And I ended up... Robin and I are sharing our Xboxes. It's a wonderful thing. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's,
Sadly,
I
at the
believe
moment,
Ireland
usually you've
voted
got the
on
better
that, didn't they?
deal.
Thanks to the Ireland
Yeah.
vote, we could do
Yeah,
that.
thanks to the votes. Fucking hell.
Yeah,
Thanks
you
to the
you
votes.
seem to have got the better deal at the moment, Fraser, out of that one. But it'll come around.
It'll come around. Steam library is going to work its way to you. when you have-
yeah, well, indeed, yeah.
Oh god.
Too funny. Robin, any shout-outs you throw out there?
Not overly loads, but just I would like to add one extra podcast in there, maybe two. I want more virtual pizza. Filthy, get your ass back in gear. Yeah, the couple of weeks ago when Boss Wave said that there was a new episode out there, I thought, yeah, brilliant, and then there wasn't.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
I remember
I
hearing
love
that. So the episode
Yes.
never turned up.
Bogus lies.
we're tweeting Filthy, and he's going, "Oh, you're making me feel really bad because it's not, it doesn't exist." I love the Nerdist
Yeah.
podcast, absolutely fantastic. I don't listen to them all because of so many other things, but there's just so many interesting people. He has almost a new podcast up every flipping day or every other day. Some fantastic people on there from Adam Carolla. The Adam Carolla podcast is really good. You name it, the biggest stars in the world will be on the Nerdist podcast, and that's very well worth listening to. Just thanks to you guys. Thanks to all the guys in the chat. I'm just going to rattle through who's there just at the moment.
All right.
We've got Chapstick in Australia. He's getting great fun talking to Mate Brick Pizza, talking about surfing
Crack
and sharks. Have a great time with the Balby and all that shit.
You almost pulled that off, Robin. Almost.
Yeah, almost. We've got Destination Gamer on there. Hello, Batch. I was on with Batch last week on his great little podcast, and that was real. And we had Emulusive is there. We've got Parsnip in there, PG Tips, Teflon, and the Taffman. Thanks very much for tuning in live there, guys. So
Yes.
thank
That's
you.
not how you.
That's
not how you pronounce that. You pronounce it elusive.
Emulusive.
Emulusive.
I'm elusive. How about that?
And the-
Cody
maybe
There's a
I'm
Cody
elusive?
Gero in there. Does anybody know who
Yeah,
Cody
maybe
Gero
I'm
is?
elusive. The last thing I want to
Joe.
mention is time is ticking on. Extra Life is coming up, and you can find Extra Life is a 24-hour gaming marathon. We raise money for sick kids. Please get involved.
Yes.
You go to extra-life.org and look up the VG Hub team. Lots of members already there. Money already being raised. It's 20 grand or more over the last 4 or 5 years, isn't it, Craig?
Yep.
Something like
I
that.
thought it
now.
was like 3 million.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
not
just
from
us.
us, but you know.
No,
Just-
yeah, it's
wow.
20. I think it's more than 20 grand. So you can search for the VG Hub team there. Join up the team if you want to get involved. Find out more about it from myself or Greg. And if you can't get involved financially, please, when it's on in November, drop into our game. Send
Is
us
it
a
November or
chat.
October?
I think it's November this year.
Okay.
I think
All
so.
right.
I think it's November. But yeah, so that's that. So and thanks to you guys. It's been really good fun tonight. I think we've all had a bit of a laugh.
Hey, it's been
Doing
a
some
crack,
Fra-
innit?
Fraser
Yes.
bashing.
It has been a crack. So I'm actually going to go through the actual closing notes that I wanted Mr. Webster to read that he didn't. If you want to hang out and check out the podcast every week, live.g4te.com. That's where you want to be at 3 o'clock on Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch us live. I love you, Rich. SpeakPipe, it's a thing that we have. If you ever want to send us a voicemail message, you're too shy to get on there live and be in the chat, well, you just type in sp.g4te.com. Oh, you rat bastard. And you will be on the SpeakPipe. You can send us a tweet to @OC_podcast. You can email the show like Jason Johnson did. Send us trivia. We love the trivia. It's fun. podcast@g4te.com. We have a Facebook page because that's what we do. We like the Facebooks. fb.g4te.com. That will get you there. This is all stuff you just type in your browser. It magically takes you there. It's incredible, this thing, the internet. If you ever want to get out and get some PC gaming at a discount, go check out Green Men Gaming. Our very own Richard Webster hooked us up with Green Men Gaming. Go to gmg.g4te.com. You get a 20% voucher for your purchase there, so that's a good thing. Of course, if you ever want to help sponsor some of our contests, we don't ask for money up front, but we certainly would love any donations you give. Donate.g4te.com. That's our PayPal address. And of course, iTunes, Stitcher, all that good stuff. Yes, we love the reviews. It helps us get more visibility. And I want to shout out Twix wrappers because I love them. They make that crackly little noise right in the microphone. It's brilliant. I want to shout out the three of you for making the show because, again, it is always a blast with you guys. Gosh, there were so much things I was going to say, and that, I think at this point...
No, I just want to say I've got this really small screwdriver. I don't know what it's for. Just a size comparison, let me get my cock out.
Oh my god!
I'm joking. Seriously, I'm joking. But if you want to listen to a good podcast, Star Talk Radio by Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's actually quite a good podcast.
Okay.
Listen to it.
Yeah. Anything but our podcast, pretty much. I think
basically saying, here's 30 podcasts to listen to instead.
All right. Well, that's it, folks. We're done. The show is a wrap. So thank you again, and we will talk to you all soon. We're out of here.
Wizard.
Delete it.
Ta-da.